This video will demonstrate how to create a map visualization in Weave with multiple layered geographies. We will assume that the user has already imported geographic shapefiles for each of the layers that will be displayed. The first step is to navigate to an instance of Weave, then select Tools at the top of the screen, and select Add Map. We will be adding towns in Massachusetts, neighborhoods in Lowell, Massachusetts. Then finally, we'll add a point layer in Lowell, Massachusetts that shows the location of each school. These geographic shapefiles can be displayed simultaneously because they all use the same map projection. If we try to add a geographic layer using a shapefile that is in a different projection, it may be displayed incorrectly or not at all. For more information about projections, please refer to our written documentation. The user can add as many geographic layers as she or he wants, and Weave's map tool can display up to 7 geographic layers at a time. To add a layer to the map, we need to adjust the map settings. To do this, we'll click on the wrench in the upper left corner of the map tool. You'll see one undefined geometry layer in this list already. To define it, click where it says Undefined. Now search your geometry collections for the shapefile of interest. I'm looking for a shapefile called Massachusetts Towns. Once I find it, I need to select it and hit Save and Close. We can now see that the outline of Massachusetts and all of its municipalities are on our map. To add another layer, I need to hit Add Geometry Layer in the Settings for Map tool pane. Now I'm going to repeat the process I just performed, but this time I'm adding Lowell neighborhoods. We can now see that the outline of Lowell neighborhoods has been added to our map. To make this a little more obvious, I'm going to go into the settings and increase the weight of these borders. The last layer I'll add is a point layer. This layer will show the location of schools in Lowell, Massachusetts. A point layer is a shapefile just like any other layer, so I can do this by repeating the process one more time. Now when I hit Save and Close, I see points on my map tool. It may be interesting to adjust the interaction on this map tool. For now, I'd like to leave all of these layers visible, but I want to color the neighborhoods by an indicator and I want to make the schools more obvious. To color my neighborhoods by an indicator, I will click on the Tools at the top of the screen and open up the color controller. I need to click on the folder to open up the attribute selector. And browse for the table where the attribute resides that I'm looking for. In this case, I'm looking for Lowell neighborhoods. Now I will select an attribute to color by. Lowell has an unusually high Cambodian population, so I'm going to look at that a little bit more closely. When I save and close, I can see that the color of each neighborhood is mapped in grayscale to % population Cambodian. To change this to a different color scale, click on the Advanced tab in the Color Controller. Now you can select any suitable color scale. Once you've chosen a color scale, save and close. The last thing I want to do is color the points that represent schools so that they stand out visually. To do that, I go back into the settings for Map Tool pane and hit the Settings button for the point layer. Here, I can toggle the default color checkbox to on and use the color selector to choose a color. Now I can zoom from all of Massachusetts all the way into Lowell to look at the location of each school. In fact, the visibility of any of these layers can be toggled on and off using the visible checkboxes. Currently, the probe window doesn't give us much useful information. For further directions on how to edit the probe window, please refer to our written documentation.